Hey everybody, happy to see you as usually. I'm here today with a guest. Her name is Pat Vosburgh. She,
Hi.
yes, she is a wonderful lady. She's big advocate for love and everything love related. Worked many years as a social worker, so not only talking about love but showing care to people and always have a heart for people and just a person that is all about love.
That's true. I'm in love and I love love.
Hmm.
Uh, just everything about love I just enjoy. I love Valentine's Day even.
Yes.
That starts it off for the
Yes.
for
But
usually everybody.
but you don't it's not just love on Valentine's, it's every day and I love that.
Thank you.
So and Pat is a member of 5am book club.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Been it almost from the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and we love it. My husband and I absolutely love the 5 a.m. book club. We get a lot out of it. It's transformed us.
Yes, it's been a wonderful experience. So I feel that we are so close because we see each other every day, and we really know, you really get to know the person when you see them every morning at 5 a.m.
That's very true.
So,
That's
and
true.
recently, Pat started a love note movement, and I'm going to ask her to talk about that.
Sure. Love Notes started when I had a friend of ours. She's actually a photographer.
Hmm.
She wanted to go to lunch, and we thought we were going to just talk about photography. And she ended up just talking about her daughter, who was 15, and their relationship, and how their relationship wasn't going well, and that they have an alarm in the house, and she would set the alarm at night, and the daughter would try and sneak out at night, and she didn't like the friends she was hanging around with, and their relationship was very constrained, and she just was telling me all these negative things. And as you know, there's always very constrained relationships between mothers and daughters anyway. There's always that constrained relationship. There is.
It shouldn't be. I
Yeah.
don't get it, but I don't have a
Yeah,
daughter. I
there's
have a
always
son.
strange. Yeah, there's always that strained relationship. It's just something that they say there always is. And so we were there for probably a good 2 hours,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a little more, talking to her.
Mm-hmm.
And giving her kind of guidance and just listening. And then all of a sudden, I don't really know why I said it to her, but I said to her, I think what you should do is for the next 30 days, write a love note to her every day. And I had never really heard anybody say that to me before,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just something it just came with like within me.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to her, I really think you need to write a love note to her for 30 days. And she looked at me and she says, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not writing my daughter a love note. And so I said, you're going to write it out. You're not going to type it. You're not going to send her an email. You're going to actually get cards. They can
Mm-hmm.
all be different. They could be the same, whatever you're going to do, but you're going to handwrite something and tell her something about her every day that you love. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I love your hair today. I love your lipstick that you're wearing, or I love how you dress today. Just something that was just something about the person that you admire, either or that they did, that her daughter did around the house. And she says, "Well, my daughter doesn't do anything around the house." I said, "There must be something that she does. We can always find some good in
Something
someone."
little small that was positive.
Yeah.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Even just locking the door on the way out in the morning. Just something even insignificant that you're not
Mhm.
even thinking of that somebody did on the
You
way.
can acknowledge and write.
Yes, an acknowledgement,
Uh-huh.
something that you are acknowledging, even if it's just like I said, something so insignificant that you would be like, well, anybody should do that and everybody should do that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because I have not heard, and this has been quite a few months now, maybe 4 or 5 months now, maybe a little less. And she said that she's writing me a letter for Christmas and sending me something. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
not really sure what it's going to be and what the letter's about. And she said she had some good days and some bad days with her daughter. So I'm very curious as to what her testimony will be as to how that worked for
We'll
her.
make another video on that. That would be
Will,
interesting.
absolutely. I'll never name who she is,
Sure. Yeah.
privacy,
Yeah.
but I just find it very fascinating that she hopefully did that with the 30 days and hopefully she continued it.
Yeah.
So,
I
so
just
what,
made a video. I just want to say I made a video just recently, just yesterday, about unconditional love. And you see, I see a little bit difference. It's harder sometimes with partners, like with your husband or your man. It's harder, but with the power of these notes that they work for mom and children. Also for me as for the parent, man, I'm like over loving, so like I can't, I can never understand. I'm not capable of like those emotions, like not to love your child with the whole of your heart.
right.
But I'm trying to imagine, and still I can't. So, but in my own family, we had a lot of issues, so I can kind of see it through that. And I
Sure.
think, remember, you talk about a bulletproof relationship for the couple.
Hmm.
And I have a lot of guys who, and men who are going through struggle or, very disappointed in a relationship and looking for a new one. And maybe these love notes not only good, they're good for all the stages because, like, what do you think about that? Aren't they would be perfect for any stage of relationship?
Oh my gosh. It's just Love Notes is what it's going to be is a year-long series of gratitude and kindness and love that you give to your loved one.
Mm-hmm.
So those three things, showing gratitude and kindness and love,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to me, just those words together form such a bond that would probably not be broken if everyone showed that to their
Mm-hmm.
significant other.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do those things, when you could be in a horrible relationship,
Mm-hmm.
truly, but I think that if you can find even one small thing about that person, let's say you're in a very long-term relationship, 20-year marriage, and you just cannot stand the partner, like you just can't even find one thing good about the person. Well, what if you try to do this, gratitude and kindness and love, and you thought to yourself, today is going to be the start of my day where I do this year-long love notes movement where, okay, I'm not going to do a year long, I'm going to try it for a week.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to see if I can find one thing about this person that is good.
Well,
What if that person, makes dinner every night or um, does the laundry or, just
yeah.
little things around the house or drives, a child to school every day or picks up dry cleaning or little insignificant things, like I said, or just does a foot massage or something along those lines
Hey,
that,
any couples that does foot massage are in a good shape.
yes, I mean, just those things.
I think, Pat, honestly, I would just, from my opinion, what you just said, I think it would be really good when, two people, they actually really do care for each other inside. They do care, but what happened is, life stress and maybe some issues, can't agree on things. But I think it really works for people who meant to be together, who just want to rekindle, how to say this, rekindle,
Rekindle, rekindle.
rekindle the
Uh-huh.
spirit.
Yes.
If people are wrong for each other, I'm not sure that, it's hard to say. Only they know whether they,
This is
wanna.
true. Yeah, if you're in an abusive relationship, then
Yeah, it's different.
I'm not in favor of that at all.
Mm.
If it's emotional or verbal or physical abuse, then I'm sorry. Then I think that you really need to think about
Right.
that.
Or
But
the person may be, emotionally unavailable, so, and
mhm,
you've been trying things for 10, 15 years. I don't know. But I think it's wonderful for the couple that, being together, really don't want to lose each other, but things just need some more warmth and appreciation
yeah,
because we just take things for granted. We really do. I
do.
only now understand, the power of little things, when I am a mom myself. And I think it's a beautiful thing. And even also for the beginning of a relationship too.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, my husband and I are together almost 7 years,
Hmm.
and we're married 3,
Hmm.
and we write each other love notes all the time. As a matter of fact, today I wrote him a love letter.
Oh, wow.
Uh,
I love
yeah,
that.
so he was kind of surprised about it, but I wrote him a love letter today.
Hmm.
And he was, kind of surprised about a love letter. But I think it's important to really tell someone how you're feeling and express, like I said, the gratitude, the kindness, the love, the appreciation, just, maybe some challenges and struggles that you've had, and, how you're going to get, through them and navigate through that.
Hmm.
And it's good if you're a real solid team
Hmm.
and you work on things together. Like my husband and I are very, very close. And so we work on everything together. We're realtors together, and we do everything basically,
Yes.
together.
Wonderful
And
couple.
yeah, thank you.
Hmm.
And so, for us, I just think that if a lot of couples, they have their own jobs, they have their own, situations that they work in. But I think when they come together in the homestead, I think if they work together a little more, it would bring a lot more harmony in the home.
Hmm.
Instead of, a man going to watching some football game and her going in here and doing something else, and, you know, nobody eating dinner together anymore.
Hmm.
There's a lot of things that people don't do anymore that
Yes.
really have gone by the wayside, that really have formed years ago good habits and good relationships.
Hmm.
And I think a lot of that needs to come back.
Yes, that is perfect for my channel because I always talk about kind of old-fashioned values and all these things that make us feel connected. And uh, Pat is really a representative, I would say, of like era where women were not afraid to show they care,
Hmm.
and they would take pride in caring about their men, and really an example of just classic beautiful relationship when you are together, but at the same time Chuck has his role, you have your role, and you have your role together.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's a beautiful, inspiring example for anybody.
And I also think, a lot of women get caught up in talking negative about their spouses or significant others or, partner. And that to me is really a terrible thing too. Like they'll get in situations with other women, and um,
Yeah.
they'll get into this coffee clutch or whatever it's called, and oh, he said this, and he did this, and
Yeah.
he doesn't clean up, and it's all just a big uh,
Mm-hmm.
fest about what the man didn't do. And I mean, even if you look at, we don't have cable TV, but if you look at most of the shows on TV depict the man as a buffoon.
Mm-hmm.
They don't depict the man as a strong person.
Mm-hmm.
They don't depict the man as someone who's intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
They depict him as somebody who is under the woman. They don't show a man as being a leader in the household.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband is a leader in the household.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't mean that he's a superior to me, or like, oh my God, she's given up her life, or she's she's whatever anti.
I was just imagining Chuck,
No, but
Rush with the iron boot.
he knows his roles in the house, and
Mhm.
I don't want to call them exact roles, but
Yeah.
he knows he's a leader in the house, um, and we just have our things that we do.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it works out perfectly for us. And I think that if women would stop trying to be all
Yeah.
in the house, um,
I so agree with
I
you.
don't know. I just think there would be more harmony. And I'm not saying that, there shouldn't be equal
Right.
things, but
It's
I just,
equal, but we are different, and
yes, we are.
Even
We
if I'm
are.
a leader, if I'm a CEO of, 1,000 people, I want to come home. I want to feel like a woman. I don't want to feel like a boss at home. I don't want to have a uniform and you
Right.
go here, you go there. So,
Right. Exactly.
you know, yes.
Exactly. That's exactly right. So, you know, the Love Notes movement, it'll take a little time to get off,
Mm-hmm.
but I think what will happen is it'll just become a habit of gratitude and loving communication between people. And just become second nature. Like today, the reason I wrote the love note is because we were in a meeting and we were told to write a letter to
Mm-hmm.
someone. Um, and it was more like a business type thing, but I didn't turn it into a business thing. I turned it into something else. And so, you should never lose an opportunity
Mm-hmm.
to really reflect your feelings because we're not guaranteed tomorrow.
Yes.
And if you could say how you really feel to someone today, why wait?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it so much. That's what I do every day, with my son and people I love. And I really think that we don't have to get sick, we don't have to get injured or to say
Right.
somebody I love you. When I was growing up, in my family, it was a lot like unless something terrible happening to me, I would not get any affection. And it
Yeah,
just flows so easily. And
it
oh,
does. I mean, we say I love each other to each other. I don't even know how many times a day.
yeah,
It's incredible. My life is so different than it was before, as you know.
yes.
And so, like, I hold hands, we hold hands, and there's just so much affection and love and true love with this man that
Yes,
it's just my life is just incredible and amazing. So,
yes,
I'm sure the Love Notes movement comes out of that too, out of my deep heart
yes.
as to what I want to give to other people as well.
Give kind of in a way maybe give back for such a happiness that you have to
True. It's
encourage
true.
people to love and preserve what they can or
Hmm.
create something new that is beautiful.
Yes, I like to create something new because,
Yes.
like in this woman's case, she really needed to create something new with her and her daughter. She needed to like smash it. Like, okay, this is not going to be the way I live my life anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be different with my daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and it needs to change. And I mean, every day getting those cards,
Mm-hmm.
someone's going to think, "Oh my God, this is really serious stuff." Like, Mom, what are you doing? Have you lost your mind? And you don't say anything.
Yeah.
You don't answer. Just
Yeah.
say, "It's just my way of showing appreciation for you, or
Yes.
my love for you," and that's all you say.
Yeah.
And just let them figure it out.
And it's a great challenge because it's something new. Instead of demanding, blaming, saying how much you've done for that, especially inside of the family, it is unconditional because you're gonna love your children or your parents to the moment you die, and maybe after that too. So there is no way. I mean, you can maybe move out, but there is no way of breaking that. I mean, unless there is some severe case, and even if you do that, you probably still love them. So
That's true.
I think it's always worth to put that a little bit of effort. I
Yes,
so believe in it, and I am. I mean, I am. I just believe. I think love is the most amazing thing on the
it is.
planet, and
It is.
I think that I really believe like we don't need drugs. I don't really understand when people need drugs when there is love. Seriously.
Well, it's funny you should say that because, you look around, you see like so many ill people and they take so many pills and, um, just, how sick people can be. But you wonder if they had, really good relationships and love every day, and they weren't so alone either, because loneliness is also a terrible factor too.
Hmm.
So if you wonder if all that was changed, um, what the world could really look like,
Hmm. That's very true.
you
And
know.
I've actually meant, drugs like alcohol and, drugs, the bad drugs.
Oh, that kind of drugs too.
I
Yeah,
always wonder, like, when your body, when your mind can feel
that's
love,
true.
I mean, why would you even think of that?
No, that's true. Yeah, the alcohol.
Yeah, and stuff, like that. And
Yeah, that's true.
I just think, Pat is just starting out. She got struck with that idea of healing relationships,
Hmm.
with love notes, and I just thought it would be a nice addition to the videos. And to I'm gonna share your Facebook page for the love notes. So if anybody maybe need an advice or want to see, Pat's progress later on love notes ideas. And I just think it's a beautiful time of the year. And some people, maybe you hadn't talked for a long time, or maybe in a relationship somebody is hurting, in the family. You don't have to make crazy gifts, but love, write some little notes with appreciation.
That's true.
I just thought
Gratitude, kindness, and love.
gratitude, kindness, and love. And,
Yeah,
people who are hurting, they hurting especially during the holidays.
that's true.
So everybody who is watching my videos, first of all, I do really appreciate, and because I've been getting so much feedback, I thought that maybe you will get some inspiration. Maybe reach out to the loneliest members in your family, or to somebody that going through hard time, with just the simple words of appreciation and some warmth. To those people who maybe expect to hear or receive a card, the least.
Yep.
And of course, to somebody you love, and not only on Christmas.
Yep, that's true.
Yes, so thank you so much.
Thank you. This was fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yes, and I think maybe I would love to interview you and Chuck on your happy life, happy, wonderful life together secrets, maybe next time. If
Sure,
Chuck,
that'd be
yeah,
great.
if Chuck would agree.
Oh, he'll agree with that, of course.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you next time. Feel free to comment, share, and tell us your ideas. Thank you.